So there's no one here to speak on their behalf. My client's just withdrawing.
It sounds like Mr. Fu owns the license.
And
He really would.
When we were here last, you, Mr. Gardner, requested rescheduling because your client couldn't be here, Mr. Alford, and this board said, but he doesn't have to be here. This is regarding Mr. Rayboard, contract purchaser. He's the one that should be here.
Yeah, thank you.
But if there was a court proceeding, also license to go from Mr. Rayboard back to Mr. Fu,
Right.
we need to have that information too so that we can have clarification as to who owns the license.
I think we can determine who owns the license based on what we can find in the file this time. At this time, Mr. Rayboard appears to be on that record.
As contract purchaser, right?
Correct.
But the circuit
Yes.
took it from him.
Mm-hmm. We're going to go off the record just so we can go through the file.
Yeah.
All right. Are we still recognizing your withdrawal?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I have a problem.
All right, let's go back on the record. I think we're going to have to deal with this in an EA manner with a show cause as to why the license revoked. If there's a failure, subsequent failure to,
May I?
without legal argument.
No, I'm just,
Let's go on the record.
Yeah, we're on the record now, just kind of clear.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll issue a show cause. We're going to need to go to the decision phase to clean this up. You're welcome to say it, but that's standard operating procedure when a licensee has failed to appear.
though, on November 20th, 2008, this board and VU agreed that he would waive appearing at this hearing. And I have a copy of it.
Mr. Vu Wen indicated that he
Mr.
would
Vu.
waive.
He indicated November 20th, 2008, per your board decision, that he, in lieu of having his license, the licensee appeared before the board on 4/28 concerning the protest that is being appealed. The board will rescind its decision of 2008, meaning the license would not be renewed. The license will be renewed, and he agreed to the license being renewed, suspended indefinitely and transferred to a new owner and location. Application for the transfer of ownership as contract purchaser must be filed within the board within 60 days of that November 2008 hearing. License will not operate at this location, and he agrees that licensees waive all rights to appear in this decision. And
That's a decision from 4 years ago regarding a hearing that wasn't even set. I mean, I thought you might have been implying there that he had waived his right to be at this particular hearing.
But he agreed, it says that he agreed to these terms.
Oh, I
in lieu of having
understand
his
that.
license.
But wait a minute, we haven't even, but that would affect a transfer. If Mr. Gardner came in here and said, I want to transfer this license to this same, or keep this license in the same location, then that would act as a defense. But as far as the issue of whether or not this license is legally viable at all, whether it's even breathing at all, not whether it's breathing in a certain location,
Oh, I know, it's a dead license.
that's the issue. And so the issue is,
But he had
is
to have it-
Mr. Rayboard, was he notified? And if he doesn't show up next time, we're happy to finish this matter.
The application for his transfer of ownership to a purchaser or to a new location had to have been completed within 60 days of the 2008 order. And it has not been done. And your
Right.
court file will show that.
But once again, I'm sorry that I'm accusing you of jumping the gun, because we're still dealing with the issue of Mr. Rayboard's failure to appear. And you're really arguing, you're already arguing the case, the public hearing on whether or not this license is alive or not. But we're still back at the preliminary matter of a failure to appear. Mr. Rayboard is not here. We want to ensure that Mr. Rayboard was served at a correct address. There's a CC on here.
So that's what the board is going to do. We're going to now issue the
So
FTA and a show cause.
are you saying that Mr. Rayborg is the owner of this license?
We're saying we have to determine that, and at this point, we don't have enough evidence in our file to show that he's been served.
And how about VU?
I would
he
ask
gonna
this
be-
board to notify Ray Borg.
Excuse
and-
me, who do you represent?
I'm just
All right,
asking.
but,
You don't represent anybody. I don't think
Ms.
you
Hughes,
understand me.
please, the board has
We're
made
still
its
gonna keep them
decision
all.
today. We've already made a decision on how we're going to proceed today, and the answer is that we are postponing this matter. We are issuing a show cause order to all interested parties. If the appropriate interested parties are not present at the next hearing, the board will indeed revoke the license. All right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Who are-
much.
Could I just ask who are the interested parties?
You can
No.
ask that to our administrative officer.
I couldn't ask that?
You may inquire with the office off the record. We have other hearings. We're proceeding.
Well, we've been here 3 times, and the parties, this is always what we walk away with. This party, oh, have they been notified? No. This party, and all I'm asking is, who are the
And we're giving
parties
you
so
the
that we don't
answer.
have this
You can-
again?
You can speak with our executive secretary.
But this is a
Assistant
hearing. This
executive
is not a
secretary.
question and answer session, a forum with the board today.
I
okay?
just wanted to make sure that all parties were notified if indeed there's another hearing held. Before I come down here with my client, it would be nice to know that everybody has been notified.
We couldn't agree more. We couldn't agree more.
Heck, might as well
We're off the
notify me.
record.
Well, we will. You will be notified. We are off the record.
1 p.m. case, James E. Collins, Bundala LLC, trading as Baltimore Foe, 114-16 Holland Street, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license, hardship extension, request under the provisions of Article 2B, Section 10-504D. Everybody testifying, please step forward and raise your right hand.
Do you swear or, raise your right hand, sir?
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Collins.
Good afternoon.
All right. You're here today because you wrote a letter to the board on October 23rd of this year requesting a 180-day hardship extension. All right. When did the establishment close?
May 1st.
All right. And you are indeed making marketing efforts on the license?
We are.
All right. Anything?
We've been successful in that. We have had people in our lounge that want to take it. People in the community are really wanting a restaurant, and so we're trying to do that. We had somebody that was going to take it, and then the University of Maryland opened up a drug center. They just decided they didn't want to live there.
All right. But you're
It's
making,
ameliorated a little bit since.
okay. All right. Any questions, commissioners?
None.
All right, then, anything else you'd like to tell
No,
us?
sir.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to go off the record. We'll go to the decision phase. November 15th, 2012, James E. Collins, Bundala LLC, trading as Baltimore Foe, 1114-16 Holland Street. Mr. Collins is here today. He's appeared under oath. He requested a hardship extension of 180 days on or about October 23rd of this year. This is a first such request, and he does maintain that he's making efforts to market the license. So based on what we've heard in the letter from you under 10504D, we will grant you 180 days from today's date to market the license. Thank you very much. We're off the record. See Mr. Page.
Reps-
I think so.
Right faster.
Let's keep it moving.
Slow down. You're all right.
This is like chop, chop.
Chop, chop. I'm hungry.
That's what
That's what it is. Food is my motivator.
1 p.m. case, Brett Austin and Joshua Foti, 1100 South Charles Street, LLC, trading as La Federalis, 1100-06 South Charles Street, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. Review of pending transfer under the provisions of Article 2B, 10-503D4. Transfer approved on July 23rd, 2009. Everybody testifying, please step forward and raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be nothing but the truth?
I do. All right, good afternoon, Mr. Holman. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon. For the record, Dusky Holman on behalf of the applicant. Mr. Chairman,
All
Commissioners.
right, thank you. What is going on in this
What is
case?
going on? I can tell you this license has been idle, but we have not been idle. It's,
All right.
we have, as you know from the prior application, we representing a higher-end Mexican concept down at 1100 South Charles Street. Once you all approved the transfer from the existing Turner's license, which is 12 through 14 Cross Street, then engaged our architects, civil engineers, went through SPRC, had to go before the BMZA for the approval of the outdoor table service, all taking obviously lots of time and money and effort. And I guess at some point we still hadn't inked the lease with the landlord at 1100 South Charles. I think he felt, this was just conjecture, but since we were so far in that we wouldn't, bat an eye at him changing the business terms, and the business terms started to change significantly. Reduced the TI allowance, tried to increase rent, and finally negotiations broke down, and we had a license to be transferred to a place that we didn't have control of.
Right.
So,
Would you do me an honor and move close to the microphone?
I'm sorry.
Even
Thank you,
closer.
Mike. Yep, this is your first, you were at
This one.
zoning. I saw you on TV. You were at zoning. You've been through this before.
I have,
All
I
right.
have.
You're not a first
I'm
timer.
a self-talker. When that happened, started to look for alternatives as far as where we could open a new concept, started thinking of new concepts. And finally, we were able to get under contract and purchase 16 through 18 East Cross Street, which is the neighbor to 12 to 14 East Cross Street. Closed on that for $700,000. And then we've been in negotiations with Mr. Lanassa, who owns 12 through 14. And we are currently under contract with him for another $700,000 purchase, of which about $75,000 in deposits have been paid already. And the intent is to combine or do a lot consolidation, 12 through 14, 16 through 18, have a loan commitment from Chesapeake Bank for the acquisition and construction, already have a demo permit for 16 through 18, and our goal is to have an amended, transfer application into you all before the end of the year, so in December. Because it's one of the prerequisites for our loan closing with Chesapeake is that we have liquor board approval. And closing is scheduled for on or before January 31st.
So what are you asking for, 60 days?
That would be fantastic.
That's to wrap this up.
Look a minute, I'm a little concerned. In 60 days, you're going to acquire the properties, have a contract in place where you can utilize 12 through 18,
Yes.
and you're going to get a permit to do demo. When do you suspect that you might have an opening date for the restaurant?
We're probably looking spring, late spring to summer. When I said 60 days, that was more for the transfer to be into you all.
That's all. That's what we're looking for.
Right.
Because once you file a new application for transfer, that's going to end. That's going to terminate this prior transfer. So we won't have to worry about when it's completed. It will be completed.
It will be completed, yes. So yes, that's the goal. And just so you know, the new concept is that it's a Steve Starr concept of the German-style beer garden, similar to Frankfurt Hall up in Philadelphia. Pretty cool concept.
Yeah, we don't like that. All right. So, in any event, we'll give you, I don't think we have a problem giving you to the end of the year to get this transfer request in, or to the new transfer, new application.
Excellent.
All right. We'll go off the record. All right, let's go on the record. Decision phase, November 15th, 2012. Brett R. Austin and Joshua M. Foti, 1100 South Charles LLC, trading as Los Federales, 1100 to 06 South Charles Street. This is a transfer review under 10503D4 for La Federales. Mr. Austin is here today.
Foti.
Oh, Mr. Foti, sorry about that, along with counsel, Mr. Holman. And they do indicate that there will be a transfer application filed in this matter by the end of 2012. So we have no problem extending this transfer to be reviewed in another 60 days. Obviously, it'll be moot if, in fact, a new transfer application has been filed by that time. And then the next time we'll see you will be for an actual transfer hearing. And we'll wish you the best of luck on that. But again, we do need this process to end and the next one to begin. All right? Thank you very much.
Chairman, Commissioners.
We're off the record. Go see Mr. Page. And before you run away, I want to recognize Mr. Barfield, Mr. Sean Barfield from North Carolina, who is here in town and wanted to see how the hearings are conducted. So welcome to Baltimore, Sean.
Sean, you didn't get a chance to see the one and only Mr. Mel Condesi in action today.
No opportunity, I believe he's
I
waiting
mean-
for you here for business matter for the board.
We'll hear from you. I mean,
I've never been for a loss for weight. Hi.
how are you doing?
Mine's a
I've had better days, nice you to ask, though. We asked for, to be able, instead of taking a suspension, to make an offer to,
We're off
and
record, too.
this is
We're off
not,
the record, but we should, do you want to do this on the record? I mean,
I don't think we have to.
it's, he's asking for a reconsideration of 5917 York Road. It's a violation hearing. We'll go ahead and put it on the record. In fact, let's hold off, let's go off the record. Mr. Page can provide you that information as soon as you are complete. Yeah, just give that to our court reporter, Mr. Dudley. We'll go on the record in this matter. This is a reconsideration of a decision the board made for 5917 York Road.
This, for the record, Mel Majekinansky representing the licensee. I wasn't here for that, not that I was here with any different
But she
result.
wrote us a letter
I said,
dated
saying that
November 6th.
November 6th, and that the board had originally fined the licensee $3,000 and a 10-day suspension. He's already paid the $3,000, just here asking for reconsideration to be able to pay for the 10 days. Suggestion was of $1,000. Left it up to the board to make a final decision for him regarding that issue.
All right, and the board has discussed the reconsideration matter. We, by a 2-to-1 vote, are offering on reconsideration a $2,000 buyout. That's $200 per day in lieu of the 10-day vacation that we would ask the licensee to take. So by a 2-to-1 vote, we've given you a reconsideration offer, but we'll need to know if you're accepting our offer on reconsideration. Otherwise, we'll go to the 10 days. It's
$2,000.
Yeah, okay.
Can
All
we get
right.
a cash discount for today?
I'm afraid you cannot, unfortunately.
How about go to Target on Thanksgiving?
You're not even allowed to say Target
Target.
anymore. Okay. In any event, the
Sorry,
board
he'll write you a check
on
today.
reconsideration is ruling, and it's based on the assent from the licensee, that you will pay $2,000 in lieu of the 10-day suspension that the board has ordered that you serve based on the underage sale to minor conviction. That is in addition to the $3,000 fine that we also assessed you with, but that I understand you have already paid. So that'll mean it's a grand total for this offense of $5,125, including the $125 hearing fee, all right? All right, we wish you the best of luck. You understand it's too expensive to sell to minors, very expensive. And it's-
I know that.
and if we see you back in here again, it's not just going to be about dollars and cents anymore, okay? All right, we wish you the best of luck. All right, thank you all.
Do you want me to
We're-
give you that check today, Mr. Page, or can you wait till tomorrow? Okay, give him the check today.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are off the record and we are adjourned.